Hey guys, welcome back to Matt's Mechanics. Today we're talking about one of the most important parts of off-roading, keeping your ride clean. I'm going to show you how to properly wash a side-by-side, but this works for just about any off-road vehicle. First things first, grab a clean bucket and fill it with water. Next, grab your soaps. There's no need to go crazy or break the bank. Any basic car wash soap will do. I usually just pick up whatever's on sale. One tip I also like to use is I use a bit of dish soap to the mix. Dawn is my go-to, but honestly, any dish soap will work fine. Helps cut through that heavy dirt and grease that builds up after a good ride. Now the ride doesn't look that dirty, but it's only because I keep up with this routine thoroughly. Much like any other maintenance on a vehicle, keeping up with a good wash saves money in the long run. Keeping up with a good routine, a good car wash routine, allows the mud and other stuff picked up on the trail to wash away easier while preventing plastic and paint fade. Now, I use a power washer to clean my vehicle, but a high pressure nozzle works fine, or any spray nozzle. I picked this one up for $5 at my local hardware store and have used it plenty before I got my power washer working again, so recommend just that. Now, let's get started. First, give the vehicle a good soak. Try to wash as much of the big chunks of mud as you can. Get into the cracks, the center, the wheels pretty well, the brakes. We want to leave as much of the dirt off as we can for the sponges. Man, I wish I could move this fast in real life. And side-by-sides, they are safe to clean the inside. And the three brushes I like to use are like that kind of brush. Helps kind of get the cracks and stuff that sponges can't get. Next one is my floppy sponge that gets into the crevices that I can't get with like my mitten type sponge. And then lastly is that mitten sponge. The mitten sponge I use to get all the big surface areas of the car or the side-by-side. And that's just like the body panels, all that kind of stuff. Then I use my floppy sponge to get into the cracks, the wheels, the stuff I couldn't get with the mitten sponge. Really just want to soak everything in soap. And then lastly, we grab our brush and scrub the tires one more time, the engine bits, the suspension bits, and again, just anything that you really couldn't reach with the sponges. Rinse off all the soap. This is really important. You don't want to leave any soap on any ride. Soap will eat paint and other stuff over time and just kind of gnarly. Good for getting it off dirt, but don't leave it on your ride. After all the soap is gone, grab your favorite rags and dry it off. You don't need to worry about getting it too dried. Just again, this is kind of like a big chunk type of deal. Get all the big wet spots and all the little droplets and anything in the cracks and stuff we'll probably get later. If you're wondering why it cleaned up so well and how you can get your ride to clean up as easily as that, because I know you tried the soap and other stuff before it didn't work, well, it's right in the user manual. Cheap furniture polish. I actually use Lemon Pledge. Spray the whole vehicle down with it. Let it soak in for a couple of seconds. You can get the inside, the outside, you can get the wheels. I try to leave the paint out of it just because I'm letting it soak on there, but I do go over the paint with the rag, so. And then this is where you can get into the cracks you want. It's good to have a little bit of water on the rag too with the Lemon Pledge, so. And the nice thing about the Lemon Pledge is that it doesn't dry greasy. It leaves it with that wet look, but it doesn't like stick to your fingers or clothes after it dries. So, highly recommended. And again, it's in the user manual for Polaris at least. Not sure about Can-Am or anything else like that. I have tested it on other plastics and other vehicles. It's cheaper to use, and it works really well, refreshing plastic more so than Back to Black or some of the other more popular brands out there. Yeah, and this is, again, where I get into the cracks really well. Get the suspension pieces, get the engine bits, get the grill really well. And that way it'll always, or hopefully it'll always look pretty new. I have about 60 hours on the vehicle now and 600 hours, 60 hours and 600 miles on it. 60 hours and 600 miles, jeez. And I think it's holding up pretty well. The engine still looks pretty clean. All the plastic bits still look pretty clean. Almost better than it looked off of the showroom because they let it sit there for so long and didn't do it. But that's it. Have a great day, guys.